Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sonia and this is Sonia on Being 60. I hope you've all had a great week. Before we begin, I just wanted to do a recap on how your week has been going. Remember the two challenges that we had set out for last week and for this week, or actually for this week and for next week, was to drink 1 to 2 liters of water a day. I try to drink 2 of these a day if I can. And to go out for 2 or 3 10 to 15 minute walks every day. Kind of changing up your routine, changing up, kind of a habit that you might have gotten into, or trying to get out of a habit that you've gotten into. So I'm hoping that that's going well for you. I put a picture up. It should come up beside me here. And this is how I'm keeping track of every day. Put a little gold star because I feel that by having that little gold star that's like, yay, I did it. I achieved what I set out to do for that day. It doesn't matter how big or small the achievement is. It's like you said you were going to do something and you followed through and you did it. Now, right now, I have this in my computer, so I've just got to get out and buy myself a little whiteboard that can maybe go on my fridge with one of those little magnetic whiteboards. That way it's visible every day. I see it every day and it's a reminder of, yes, you said you were going to do this. And when you have your little gold star, and you can go to the dollar store or you can draw a gold star or any other kind of sticker, anything that makes you feel happy and just shows that you've accomplished what you set out to do. One thing I'd like to know is, and please let me know in the comments below, whether or not you like the 2-week format, or if you would prefer that I go longer, or if I go shorter, like to a 1-week format. I chose 2 weeks because I've personally have felt that anything like that's the 30-day type of challenge, I've always found those just a little too long for me. I always struggle to try to get to the 30 days. Or I lose interest, or I want to try something new. So let me know if the 2 weeks resonates with you, or if you prefer to do something else. I would really love to hear what your thoughts are on that. So today, I just wanted to have a little chat about something that resonates with me, and hopefully it resonates with you as well. And I just wanted to talk a bit about self-limiting beliefs. Self-limiting belief is an assertion or a perception that we have about ourselves. And it's self-limiting, so it's a negative. It's things like, I'm too old. Nobody would be interested in what I might have to say. I'm not an athlete. I'm not smart enough. It's been done before. People will laugh at me, etc., etc., etc. A million excuses why sometimes we say we cannot do something. And really, these self-limiting beliefs tend to hold us back. They tend to hold us back from doing something that really we are quite capable of doing, and there's no reason why we shouldn't do it. A really great quote I love is by Henry Ford, and it's, if you think you can, if you think you can't, you are right. So when we put these self-limiting beliefs, we're thinking we can't, and we're right. Well, it's like, I'm too old to do that. I'm just too old. No one can do it at my age. I'd like to tell you a little story about a self-limiting belief. Now, I'm going to go back many years. I was 22 years old. I was watching the Hawaii Ironman. And I loved watching the Hawaii Ironman. Now, I didn't really do anything back when I was 22. I might go out, for a bike ride with my mom or a walk with my mom, maybe go to the gym, do a few weights. That was kind of the extent of what I did. So I'm sitting there, I'm watching the Hawaii Ironman 1982, and I see Julie Moss. She's leading the women's race. The end is in sight. Like, she can see the finish line, and all of a sudden she falls to the ground. She just literally falls. Her legs just gave out on her. She fell to the ground. People tried to come and help her, but she shrugged them off because she knew if anybody did assist her that she would be disqualified from the race, because you're not allowed to have any outside assistance in that race. She got up and she was so wobbly. She took a few more steps and then she collapsed again. Meanwhile, the first person woman passed her, won the Ironman, but the attention, the cameras were all on Julie. Like, then people were like, get up, like, you're almost there, you can do it, you can do it. Like I said, she tried to get up, she couldn't get up. She literally crawled her way to the finish line. I will link below if I can find a clip from that Ironman, and you can see for yourself what transpired. Otherwise, I'll put a link to her book, Crawl of Fame. I've read the book, and I loved the book. I have to say, I was truly inspired by her, what she did then, and what she's done throughout her life. She's now in her early 60s. So very, very inspiring. At any rate, I saw that and I was floored. I was like, oh my goodness, talk about digging deep, talk about determination. You know, no wonder they're called elite athletes, because it's only athletes and elite athletes that could actually do anything like that. Like, and I thought to myself, like, people like me, there's no way. Like, I'm not an athlete. I never will be an athlete. I don't have, and I thought you had to have this, you know, you had to be born with a talent to be able to do something like that. So I just kind of put that aside. In my head, it was like, no, I'm not an athlete. I'll never be an athlete. I'll never be something like that. I could never, ever do a race like that. And, you know, I went about my life. Fast forward then almost 15 years when I took up running. And I have to say, I reluctantly took up running because I had tried it once in my later 20s, and I thought it was, well, I didn't quite enjoy it and I didn't quite get the point of it. But I just had 2 young kids, and my friends were like, come on, Sonia, let's go try running. And we actually couldn't run. We could run a block, but we persevered, and finally we could run 5K and then 10K. And fast forward, I continued to run a marathon. I ran a few marathons, and, you know, you become part of a bit of a community. I was running, and I had started cycling with some people. I'd done some longer distances. And then all of a sudden I had some friends who were doing Ironman. And I was like, wow, they're like me. They're just like normal people like me, and they can do it. Suddenly, that self-limiting belief that I had for all those years, which is kind of stuck in the back of my head. It was never something I really totally thought about, but it was always there. I always thought I could never do something like that. Suddenly I was like, whoa, well, maybe I can do that. I run a few marathons. I cycled the distance, 180 kilometers. I've done that. Swimming, I have to swim 3.8 kilometers. I thought, well, that's a bit of a stretch because I didn't know how to front crawl. I'd never swum in open water. But I thought, if I give myself a year, I'm sure I can learn how to swim. And if I can't do the front crawl, well, I know how to breaststroke. I think I can do that. And so I set my sights on doing the Ironman. And I did it. And my perception of what I could do, what I thought people can do, that you don't have to be some superstar in order to do something like this. It doesn't matter how fast you are. You're not, like, I wasn't out there, I wasn't going to win anything, but I was going to prove to myself that I could do it. And in the doing, I began to realize that I am an athlete. An athlete doesn't mean that you have to be the best of the best. An athlete is someone who's going after their passions and who's pursuing sport or exercise, someone who loves what they're doing. So I finally took that label that I wasn't an athlete to I am an athlete. And that changed my perception on not just me, but changed my perception on what being an athlete was all about. For the better, because I proved that a normal person, a person who has no athletic background, can do incredible things. And I think too that in order to kind of break through some of those self-limiting beliefs we might have, we have to really understand that a belief is not a fact. So I urge you to look at, is there something that you really want to do, but you haven't done it because you said, oh, I should have started that 20 years ago. Like, now's too late. I'm just too old. I just don't have the time. Like, really? Look at that and really try to think about what's holding you back. What truly is holding you back? If you say you're too old, well, why do you feel that? Why do you think you're too old? What makes you think that? Google people who are your age and who have done incredible things. There are people who have, at 80 years old, for example, they've suddenly taken up writing and become best-selling authors, or taken up painting and become great artists. Why not? What is there to lose? Really, what is there to lose? You have everything to gain, and quite often you have nothing to lose other than just trying. Well, that's not losing, it's just trying. Another great saying that I really like is, change your thoughts and you will change your world. Switch around how you're thinking and you will see things in a different light. Next week, I'll share another little bit of a story in terms of a self-limiting belief, one that's a little bit more current and more, I guess it's more in tune with what I'm doing right now. So with that, I wish you a wonderful week, and to my Canadian friends, a very happy Thanksgiving. Continue with your challenge of drinking your water and going out for those walks, and we will have another new 2-week challenge next week. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.